Hey everybody at Camp Assurance. I want to talk to you today a little bit about fishing. I don't know if you like to fish, but it's a fun hobby that I enjoy. Behind me you can hear the bubbling of all the aquariums that I have. The Northern Territory is known for all the wonderful fish it has. Most people come up here and they want to go sport fishing. They might hire a boat, they might hire a guide, go out on the ocean or go up some of the big rivers. And most of them are looking for a famous local fish called a barramundi. This is a really famous fighting fish that people like to come up. And it's also really good when you have it with fish and chips. Put it on the grill and have some french fries along the side of it. It's really delicious. So if you ever get a chance to catch a barramundi and put it on the grill, I would encourage you to give it a go because it's so wonderful. But most people aren't like me. Although I would gladly go out fishing for barramundi, I have a lot more fun fishing for the fish that I put in the aquariums. And you really wouldn't be able to see the fish behind me, so I won't show you into the aquariums, but I'll show you this picture of some of the fish that I try and catch. They're really quite beautiful fish up here in the Northern Territory. Some of these small fishes sell for lots of money when you ship them out of the Northern Territory down to the rest of Australia, out of the country. They're famous all through the world. If you look up rainbow fishes in Australia on Google, you'll find lots of beautiful fish that are now in Europe, North America, and everywhere. Well, I like to go fishing, and if I'm fishing for barramundi, I might use my fishing rod, or if I'm fishing for aquarium fish, I might use my cast net. I've got a cast net here, and you can see I've sort of torn a hole in this one. I've got to repair it. So there's lots of different tools you can use for fishing to get the kind of things that you're after. And as I go fishing, I often think of Jesus's disciples. You know, probably if you've heard stories about Jesus when he was first starting out his ministry, teaching and healing and going around from town to town, that he selected several people to go with him and help him in his work. And these disciples, many of them were fishermen. So I want to read some verses out of the book of Matthew. This is when Jesus was talking to some of the first people that he asked to be his disciples. In Matthew chapter 5, verse 18, and the verses following, it says this: "Now as Jesus was walking by the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon, who was called Peter, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. And he said to them, 'Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men.' Immediately they left their nets and followed him. And going from there, he saw two other brothers, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, in the boat with Zebedee their father, mending their nets, and he called them. Immediately they left the boat and their father and followed him." Well, this is a pretty well-known passage out of the Bible where Jesus called these fishermen and he painted a word picture for them. You've been fishing for fish, and that's really good, but I have something that's more important for you. I want you to begin fishing for people. Well, I love to fish. I love to go out and catch new species of fish, and everything about it is really fun, but my number one priority in life is fishing for people. In fact, I didn't really start fishing until after I started going out and telling people about Jesus. It was only after I moved to Indonesia that I really started getting interested in finding all these new species of fish. And so my priority was always Jesus, following him, and helping other people to follow him. It was only afterwards that Jesus asked me to be a fisher of fish, so I'm kind of opposite of the disciples. And we don't know what Jesus is going to ask you to do, but if you're listening to him and you make it your priority to follow him, it could be a wonderful, wonderful adventure for you, just like it's been for me and Carolyn. Now, fishing for fish is a tool that I use for fishing for people. This past month, after the COVID-19 travel restrictions started to lift, I was able to go with the Northern Territory Fisheries Department and the Museum of the Northern Territory to go out fishing. And when we go out fishing, we take our cast nets, we take our fishing rods, we take all sorts of dip nets and all sorts of things to catch all the little critters in the little streams, the big rivers, everywhere we go. And it gives me an opportunity to go into communities to meet new people, because wherever we go, we have to work with the park rangers and the indigenous park rangers. That means the people who are born in Australia, not just people who come from immigrant background, but people who are native Australians, the indigenous people or the Aborigines. They're the ones who work in these parks and protect the land and manage the land. And so going out fishing with people from the museum or from the New Northern Territory Fisheries Department, it allows me to go out and meet new people and build relationships with them. So at the end of the day, I might get to bring home some fish and put them in my aquarium, but more importantly, it gives me a way to build friendships. So these are some of the things that I've been doing to try and build relationships in the communities around the Northern Territory. And I think that you have the same possibility. If you make Jesus your priority and you're willing to put anything aside to follow him, then God is going to use lots of different things in your life to allow you to influence other people and tell other people about Jesus. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Think about your hobbies, think about your interests, think about the things that Jesus might want to use in your life as you follow him, so that you can help other people follow him too. Well, I hope you have a great day, and I hope you can talk with your counselors and other people at camp about what it means to follow Jesus Christ. Talk to you later. Bye.